Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for yet again another series review. This is straight on Netflix from 2024's House of Ninjas. So the breakdown synopsis reads as this. This specific family is the last ninja clan, and it had abandoned its roots after an incident in the past, but now this family must take the greatest crisis in Japanese history, one that threatens to shake the nation to its core, to the fight. So, this was directed and created by David Doyle, co-written and helped produced by Kento Kaku. Kento is actually one of the main leads, Haru, who plays the younger son, and his amazing family that are ninjas as well. I have here co-host on this review, Busy Ron. What's going on, Busy? How you
Yo,
doing,
what's
man?
up? I'm excited. I really am excited. This is a show. I was like, you know what? Let's check it out. I don't know. It sounds fun. Little bits of the trailer that I saw, looked interesting. And to start off the beginning of the episode, it was very unique. Very unique. I was like, whoa, we're doing this. This is really setting the tone for what we're getting. And when it comes to action in a lot of shows, I'm just like, like it can either be really watered down because they want to fit like that rating that isn't suitable for everyone, but I don't know how to explain it, but like they
Yeah,
really showed that they're going all out. Like they're not pulling punches, they're going crazy. And they
yeah,
really did that in that first sequence. The
yeah.
action is really it's handled really well. And they show that like it's really well done. And that's one thing that I always love in especially a ninja show. Come on, man. Like if you don't got good fights, what do you got? So I mean, it was cool to see.
Yeah, I really didn't know what to expect at all because I haven't been doing that many trailer reactions or any kind of watching trailers. So I was kind of like, just off the name, I was like, all right, let's see what this is
That's
about.
cool. Yeah.
Least that I know, you just go straight at it to like a clan battle, assassination attempt. You don't really know what's happening, and then they transition to like the character like Haru, and he's just sitting there throwing stuff into little bins like ninja stars, and I was
Nah,
like,
yeah.
okay, this is crazy. But I think the thing that I love about this show specifically is you can tell that each one of these actors are performing their own stunts. And that in and of itself is a feat because it's
Mhm.
not often that you get like authentic good choreography on top of like actors performing that. And so I think that each actor has their own style.
Yep.
They've got their own different mannerisms of how they approach regular life
Mhm.
versus how versatile they are as deadly ninjas.
And it was, one thing I really wanna compare this to because it was what I was thinking the entire first episode, was this is just like a ninja version of The Incredibles. I mean, the
Yep.
fact that we have, some characters that just wanna do the normal thing, then we have some characters that are willing to go into doing missions on their own because they need to find a way to, one, kind of relive the glory days, but at the
Yep.
same time, provide for their family. Yeah, yeah, you prepared, man, but it's like it's at the end of the day, it's just the connection that I had from that, and you know, um, obviously they're coming off of kind of a tragedy, which is mentioned in the beginning of the show. It's just there's just such a dynamic there with we have the parents struggling with not only you know living that normal life, but we also have them trying to keep up with you know bills and just everyday normal things. But it's like just to see how they kind of cope with different things it's been really interesting because they're really diving in each individual character, and each one of them has their own thing going on, and it's really cool. They're not, of course, they have the main character that they're kind of prioritizing, but every side story has its own thing, and you're just like you're invested. I was really kind of connected right away with all these different characters because they all have their own thing. They're not relying on another character to give them that boost. They're doing their own thing, and it's been fun.
Now, I think if your approach to the Incredibles is perfect because
Mm.
if Haru is a character, he would technically be Violet because he's got a love interest. His love
Yep.
interest is an investigative journalist, and she very much so can compromise him. But he also has this very interesting thing about himself from a principle standpoint. He doesn't want to kill, and that's it's a tall order. Like either one is going to hinder him, or it's going to be the benefit of his
Mhm.
soul. And
Then we
when you
got the other one who
that
wants to she wants to go out there, man. She's Dash, bro. 100%
She
she's
is
Dash.
absolutely Dash. And I think the other thing is she's got a really intimate relationship with the other brother. And because of that, it changes her perspective of how she tells stuff to the family, what she does, how she does stuff in secret, and even their code. It is so interesting because the dad, he's got this kind of this business, and it seems like it's an okay business, but it's tanking. And like the mom is like, I ain't got that's not a klepto. What is it when a person just likes to steal stuff? I forgot what it's called. What is that?
I mean, they had a whole episode with Lois Griffin.
I forgot what it was
with
even
it, yeah.
called. But she needs to feel something. And that taking stuff is like, yeah, she's a ninja. Like, of course she's gonna want to do
Incredible.
right. And so it's just an interesting dynamic that the dad wants them to have a normal life. And he's also not dealing with his grief properly. And because he's not dealing with his grief properly, all of them subsequently are having their own imbalances.
And it's like the like you said, the brewery is tanking. So he's looking and trying to look for someone to find to take that spot. And the only person that's available hasn't even come to terms with his brother's death. So he's not willing to, take that mantle. And of course, we see that there's obviously tension between there. There's no hatred. Of course, they're both just dealing with things very poorly, but they just don't know how to handle it properly. And it's just like he's like, oh yeah, well your brother's not here to take the mantle, so it falls down to you. He's like, I'm not here to replace my brother. It's just like a really tense situation they're in, and it's just insane. It's just hard to think about, but at the end of the day, someone needs to do it.
Yeah. What's the baby's name in The Incredibles?
Jack.
Yeah, we even got a Jack. Innocent soul that has no idea what's going on. And the funny thing is, like, he's got this interest in ninjas and martial arts, but yet he has no idea.
Yeah, he has a passion for it, but he has no idea what it's actually about. Like, he hears all these stories. He's like, oh, did you know this happened? This happened? This happened? Doesn't even realize that he has actual ties to these stories.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we even got what's the character? It's not Agnes, the one that makes her suits. What's her name?
No capes. Edna.
We've got Edna. We got an amalgam of Edna and the guy that used to give
the one who's trying to pull him back in there, bro.
Every time he tries to leave, something keeps pulling him back. But he's doing it in a very sneaky way, which Agnes did that to the mom, and then of course he did it to other people. But
he's dealing with them individually.
Yep.
Like he is going to each individual one, trying to see who will bite, and then goes out of their way to, he's going out of his way to get them going, get them on their missions. And it's like, I really hope that his end goal is genuine, but at the same time, if it is genuine, then I don't know how that's going to play out for him. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, we are not going to say, because this is a non-spoiler review.
Yeah.
But in general, like I do like those dynamics because they're all closely tight-knit because of who they used to be. The only reason why he's pushing them is because he knew who they used to be. The difference is that the dad is, drawing a line in the sand, like, I want something different. And he doesn't know what that means. Like, he's trying to figure it out as much as they all are. But I think that dynamic from a cultural standpoint is very interesting, because what if actual ninjas were still here today? Like, what would that look like? They couldn't divulge who they are.
And I really like the way they handled that, because there is a line, there's dialogue in the first episode where they're actually explaining it, and they're talking about, there's the police, but they are responsible. They even mention, we're responsible for protecting this country if they aren't able, I mean, they're willing to take this responsibility, or they were able to take this responsibility. Obviously things have changed, but just to know how like relevant they are to like the society that they have going on here, it's really entertaining, considering that all of these characters are just, if they are doing their ninja stuff, they have to be shadows. They have to move like shadows. They have to be so subtle, and it's just really cool to see like how they go about their business. And the ones that have to do missions and have to blend in, they do it so like so easily, where they are looking like everyday people, that they're the last person you would expect to be capable of being this ninja, if you will.
Yeah, they even got their own like cleanup crew, much like John Wick.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, but I think the thing that we can say effectively is that it's really well choreographed. And I think that the characters are so interesting, but I think the actors are committing from a physicality standpoint as much as an emotional. There are times
Mhm.
it's very funny and sweet, like, when Haru is at the diner, he kind of meets her. He's like really shy. He's trying to push and pull. She's trying
Yep.
to get information from him.
But
But
at
then
the
there's
same
also
time,
serious moments where they're stuck into a closet and somebody's effectively getting killed. Like he's having to make a conscious choice not to show who he is. Like
yep.
those
And you're
dynamics
constantly
change.
seeing the different facial expressions. Like, I mean, when he wakes up from a nightmare,
Right.
or like again when he's watching somebody get slaughtered, or when he has to intervene, which he doesn't normally do in order to protect somebody. There's just these multiple factors that kind of put him in a corner, and
Yeah.
you really get to see this actor kind of come out of his shell and kind of go crazy with
Yeah.
some of these expressions. He's like in his bag, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining first season. I personally feel like if you're a fan of like martial arts based like films or
Mhm.
series and you're just enticed by like the family dynamics that we kind of just described, whether you look John Wick or whether you look Incredibles, I think that there's something for everybody, but I will warn you guys that it's very violent at times.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of language, there's not a lot of nudity or anything like that. Um, it's a weird balance, but I think tonally they don't go too far, but it is something that you should watch possibly with your child. Don't just watch let them watch it on their own and let somebody get
Yeah,
decapitated.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I actually dug it, man. What are your final thoughts on this? And you want to rate it?
Ah, man, I am really happy with what I saw. I want more, 100%. Again, I went into this not knowing what to expect, but again, I'm really happy I did due to the fact that this is just the way they shot some sequences, the way that some things were like the transitions from there was like this really cool shot of showing the younger sister or the sister, and we transitioned from her like an older version of her to another scene of her while she was young, and the transition is seamless. And I think that they did a really good job shooting this. And a main reason, and that's the main reason why I'm giving it a higher score. I think I want to give it like a B plus due to the way that they have handled everything. By no means is it like the perfect show, but it's very, very entertaining.
Yeah, I think there's something for everybody. I'm with Busy on this one. I probably rated it like maybe a B or B minus. It's definitely something that's worth watching. I think that there are sweet scenes. I think that there are great family dynamics going on, but I think there's enough action and intrigue to kind of keep you captivated to see where it's going to go. There are moments where it does get very cheesy and cliche and that same exact ninja trope, but I think they play into it enough that it's not too cringy. Um, I think that they take it to a certain tone that it works in that median. Like I think that they do a really good job with that. So for me, B or B minus for
Perfect.
House of Ninjas. But let us know what you guys think. It should be out right now, and we've seen it a while back, but we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you go to the description bar below. Let us know. But Busy, where can everybody find your content, man?
Busy Braun everywhere. Busy reactions on Instagram. I'm looking forward to doing more short form reviews and just reviews and reactions in general. So feel free to stay tuned. If you have any recommendations, go crazy. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, thank you, Busy, for showing up. We've got a
Always.
lot of content coming. If you like us talking about ninjas, you may like us talking about some other things because we may be talking about samurai very soon. We definitely are doing anime. We are definitely doing certain martial arts form. It may be bending. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting action content
So
that me and Busy are pushing. And heck, you even got people that got guns. But stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Go to the description bar below. Check out Busy's content. We're coming back soon. Peace, people.
Falling out the top of
I can see the skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't